Rousing start. Here we are. Good afternoon and welcome to Joliet Central High School and our fall band concert. We're going to begin today's program with our concert band, and we are going to welcome to the stage our student conductor here, Ms. Alexis Soika. Well, thank you very much for being here. Our concert band behind us is our non-audition group here at Joliet Central, and each year they keep getting bigger. When I first got here, I think we had around 30 or so students in the concert band, and this year we have 48 strong. We have students from every single area of the school, every single academy. We have students that are in the AVAC program that are in this concert band here. We have experienced students. We have students that have just started playing an instrument. So it's a great program where all of our kids in the program or in the school that kind of come together and perform in our band here. So this next piece we're going to do is one called The Red Baron. It's a little bit of a challenging piece for us, but we're starting it now, and we're going to bring the band to contest again in the spring. Last year we took the band to the contest for the first time in a while, and they received an excellent rating, so we're hoping we'll do the same again this spring. So here we are with Red Baron. Miss Soika back to the stage. She's got another piece she's doing called Darkwind's March. This is a really cool one. It's kind of like a fantasy Lord of the Rings type piece that the kids certainly enjoy here, and a little bit of a play on a traditional march. So let's welcome back to the stage Miss Soika. Thank you. Our concert band has one more piece for you here. They're entering with a great piece called Acclaim. And just so you know, a couple of our students here, of course, every member's contribution is very, very important. But we have a few students here that this is either their first year or second year playing in band. They didn't do band in elementary school or junior high and came to us in high school and said, "Can we join the band? Is it too late?" And I said, "We're a school, we'll teach you, come on in." So we have, if we could stand up, if this is your first ever band concert, if you wouldn't mind standing up. I know there's a few of you there, a couple of you. And again, the great thing about that is if you haven't learned how to play an instrument before, it is challenging. So we simply give our kudos to those students and the people sitting around them that have helped them. We've got just Miss Soika and I here with the band, but ideally we're actually looking at about 48 teaching assistants here with the band. So these kids have done a wonderful job helping their peers out. Who's a second-year band student? I know Yanira. Is there anybody else? Hey, and Jasmine, a couple of percussionists. Stand up. They're here. They'll clap for you. And then for all of you that maybe are a little bit older, that's just true. It's not too late, all right? So let us know. We'll teach you too. Okay, we've got one more piece for our concert band here, and then we're going to do a brief intermission and a stage reset for the symphonic band. But this is, again, Miss Soika with the piece Acclaim by Rob Price. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick 10-minute intermission. I'm sure the band parents have something they want to sell you out there. Bathrooms on the left and right. We'll be back in 10 minutes with our symphonic band. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. For the second half of our program, we have our symphonic band up here, and we have a piece that is a multi-movement piece. We're just doing one movement from right now called Paris Sketches, and we're doing movement 2. So it's kind of a difficult but fun movement that you'll hear. It's supposed to be about walking along the streets of Paris. So you're going to hear things like people talking to each other, people yelling at each other, you're going to hear car horns, all sorts of fun things here with this piece. So we're going to begin the second half of our program with Paris Sketches, Martin Ellerby, movement 2. Sorry for the delay. One of our students is in a CNA program, and we were waiting for her to get here. So she's here. We're all good. The band's all here.
I'm tired after that one. And that's the last piece I have to do today. So there's that. Have a seat, band. Thank you very much. As we move on here, our next piece that we're going to introduce here in a moment is a very neat one. We'll talk about that. But first I want to recognize some students up here. Every single year the Illinois Music Educators Association hosts auditions. They audition about 2,000 music students. And they have a district festival, which typically takes place in 3rd or 4th November, Saturday of November. And we've got 3 of our students up here today that will participate. So we're going to call their names, and if they wouldn't mind standing for recognition of IOEA district participation, that would be John Lenahan, who's going to play string bass. Wait, string bass. Jack McKee on bassoon.
And we have Yanni Ovali on flute. Ms. Soika is going to take the stage for this next piece. Do you want to talk about the piece, or do you want me to?
I'll talk about it.
She'll talk about it. All right, we will hear from Ms. Soika.
So this piece, it has a lot of extended techniques, so it's like kind of unconventional. I did a whole lesson with them on extended techniques. Did you guys like that? Yeah. It was chaos, but it was so fun. It was the best thing that ever happened to me for teaching. I really learned from it. They were able to do different things on their instruments that they usually don't get to do. So clarinets were just squeaking randomly, and the tubas were just buzzing on random mouthpieces and stuff. Saxophone mouthpieces on tubas. It was great. So when I say it was great, okay. But I just wanted to show you a few of the extended techniques that we're doing. So let's do the timpani scrape. That's one of them. So the Cape Fear is all about like different like weird sounds and stuff. So it's supposed to sound like an ambiance, weird, just setting the mood for like darkness and stuff. And then we have a cymbal scrape. Can one of the percussionists do that? We're improv right now. Yeah, and at that point you'll hear a lot of the band go like that. It kind of sounds like steam. And they laugh when they do it also. And then we also have the multiphonic in the saxophones. I feel like Noah really wants to do it because he just started smiling. So let's hear that, Noah.
Let's do it, Noah.
Yeah, so not what a saxophone usually sounds like, right? So that's the KB Fear. We did a whole lesson unit on it, and it was about like movie music and all that stuff, and they were able to really explore their instruments, and it was a fun time.
All right.
exciting. We want to do a few recognitions of some people here, first in the audience, which is why the lights are up. If you are a board member, an administrator, a teacher, or a staff member here at Joliet Central High School, or Joliet West High School, or Joliet Township, would you mind standing up so we can recognize you, please? More in the balcony for those who can see. We truly appreciate those people. Behind this band here, there's a lot of people on stage, there's a lot of people on stage with the concert band, but there's even more people behind the scenes that help make this great program run. So our sincere thanks to all of those people. And then of course, our Band Parent Association, who really helps us out with every physical, financial, and moral support of the band that you can think of. If they're in the crowd, if they wouldn't mind standing the BPA board, and if we can give them a huge, huge round of applause. And a couple more people. We have Dick and Millie Schuster that are here taping today and airing this on Channel 6. So our huge thanks to you. Big applause for them, please. I think she's in the audience. Our band gets some great PR, and that's due to Miss Christine Schlisman, who's our Community and Alumni Relations Director. I'm not sure where she's at. She's upstairs somewhere. For our next piece, just a little bit about what the band has done here. It's kind of crazy. This concert that we're doing today is almost like a side project because of all the other things we've had to do or that we got to do this year. So this band plus concert band has done 5 home football games. We did the Powder Puff game. We've done a few parades. They've done pep assemblies. A couple of weeks ago, we've had this marathon, 2 or 3 weeks. We hosted Island EA Junior High Festival. We had 2,500 people here in the building, both on stage and up in the balcony and on the floor. A few days ago, we were invited to perform at this conference in Chicago called Upswell for Social Change, and it was a very powerful event. Our superintendent, Mr. Mike Hansen, who's in the crowd, came with, and we're very thankful for his time. And our Director of Strategic Partnerships, Brett Markham, if he's here, he was in attendance as well. So it was a great day for bands. For this band, I should say. Noah Riley and I then went and recorded for National Public Radio's StoryCorps podcast on Friday, and then Jermaine Stiegel came in and rehearsed with the band. So it's been a whirlwind few days. But I bring up all these things here because these kids on stage can handle it. We throw a whole bunch of stuff at them, and they really buy into the Joliet Township High School philosophy of community service and serving the community. They've done a few other events on the side as well, some local events, the jazz group, flute ensemble. So my sincere thanks to you, and it will stop being busy someday. Our next piece that we're going to have is one of my good friends, Mr. Piter. I've known Mr. Piter many years, and as long as I've known him, he's been composing, and finally, recently, decided to submit some pieces to be published. And right away, the publisher said yes. So this was his first published piece called Tempus Modus. I think he's got 4 or 5 others that are on the docket soon. And this piece that we're playing today, he's actually going to perform, or it's going to be performed in front of thousands of people in December at the Midwest International Band and Orchestra Clinic. So he's kind of an overnight success with this composition thing here, even though I know how much time he's taken in the background. So we're very proud of him. So Stephen Piter, our Director of Choirs, is going to come out and conduct his piece, Tempus Modus.
right, thank you, Mr. Piter, and the Joliet Central Symphonic Band. We got one more piece, it's a little one. About 3.5 years ago, I got the job here at Central, and one of the first people that reached out to me was Jermaine Stiegel. And I had actually never met Jermaine before this. I went to school with his brother Jeremy, and I had known his brother James. But always saw some really good things happening with Jermaine out in Hollywood out there. So we developed a relationship over phone. We're talking quite a bit about the band, about Joliet, and kind of a project came up, and we talked about commissioning a work for the band. And lo and behold, a few years later, we started our By the Sound project to commission new works. And people really came out and thought this was an important project, and it was very cool to see that funded. So if I could first thank the sponsors for that project there, and they had some reserved seating, but maybe they sat in other places, that's fine. But if you wouldn't mind standing when we announce your name. First, our By the Sound level donors, which would be Anthony Contos, Kevin Gordon, from the Gordon Family Foundation, Michael Kostecki, Quinlan and Fabish Music Company, Wesley and Connie Russell, Mark and Kenneth Schreiner, and Brad Uckelman. We have our Buy a Page level donors, who are Bob Rogers Tour and Travel, Anthony Contos, in memory of William and Evelyn Contos, Megan Gonzalez, Michael Kraft, Jerry and Janie Lewis, Dr. Cheryl McCarthy, Bradley Schaller, and Eric and Laura Spursdale. Over By a Line level donors, Phil and Jacqueline Clark, in memory of Theodore Clark, class of 1970, percussion. June Corradetti Doty, Kathleen Dobbs, Edward T. Haynes, Senator Pat McGuire, Thomas and Paula Narducci, and Mark Turk. Then our Buy a Bar level donors are Mary Cicatelli, Michael Coling, Robert Drasnick, Shad Hallahan, James Harvey, Mike Lutz, Annette Narducci Friedman, John Randich Jr., Bruce Renwick, Jeff Riley, Melissa Schaller, and Lucas Verhall. Our true and sincerest thanks for those sponsors for this project. So without further ado, we're going to bring in a composer, conductor, comes from Joliet, Illinois here, class of 1995. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Jermaine Stiegel.
Testing 1, 2. Not sure where to start, but Eric, throw my baton. I'll start off by saying, like he said, I think from the moment that he got the job, it was kind of this idea of how could, I felt like I want to be, connected with anybody that's over this program. I've always felt like a special connection to the Joliet Central Band music program. And yeah, from the minute he started, we started talking about doing something original work, and I threw out my idea of doing marches over and over, which he continued to shoot down one by one. But here we are with our piece Legacy, which I think for me, it's kind of dedicated to, the spirit of, it was a known thing when I was here that a lot of, people would come through and their family members and their parents or their kids would go through the band, and, Ted Liga had conducted the band, and he was in the band, and his son was in the band, and, it was kind of a cool thing to continue that idea of legacy. So that's kind of where the premise of the title came from. Also a nod to his name phonetically, getting that in the title with the letters of his name, Liga. Wink, wink. So we're, I wanted to maybe also, if I could somehow summarize, I'm not a public speaker, but I guess I am today, right? 3 groups of people. One, the students, the parents of the bands, and then also the educators. So I'll start with the students and say, obviously, for those that go on in music after high school, I mean, no one's required to, but if you do, my advice would be to just grab onto anything and everything that reminds you of why you do this thing, because of course every day isn't about, meeting famous people or making tons of money. Like most of the time, life as an artist, not filled with tons of money, I will say. Also, don't worry about what's on the radio. Like with whatever is popular or whatever is, the radio stations are saying that this is what the kids want to hear, like don't worry about that. Like it's okay to love jazz and to listen to jazz and share jazz, classical music. When you get to school and you start learning about etudes and things, it's okay to whistle and hum them and be a nerd. It's okay, it's fine. To dabble in composition, experimenting with music, experimenting with sound, getting other players together. If you can find even more opportunities to play outside of band, marching, a jazz band, like whether it be your church or like garage bands, whatever, rock, funk, creating loops, whatever you want to do, be creative, try stuff early. I was deathly afraid of writing music when I was in high school. And I discovered that when in college, you can get your friends together and experiment for free. So take advantage of that. To the parents, my note would be about private lessons. Very important. My parents both encouraged that, supported that, as a thing that seemed like, well, they're telling us he needs private lessons, so here's private lessons. I don't think that anyone really understands how far they go. Like for me, and I don't know where he's sitting, but Kevin McGolden, my private saxophone teacher, is somewhere in the audience. Way there he is. He's the man. You really helped me develop a special connection with really the intimacy between yourself and the instrument, becoming expressive, so that when I came here, worked under Ted Liga, it was kind of a natural correlation to, as an ensemble, being open to being expressive and the idea that music should be fun, right? Not just that it could be fun, but he really made that a thing. And over the course of many years, it wasn't like a thing where it's, okay, I think he's had about enough lessons. It's like you could take the most talented student and really, push someone to the point where they're gonna be, changing the world in some cases. Even music can actually do that. It's a thing. And to the educators, I guess was the last group I was going to say, you guys are making it happen. I'm going to give a hats off hand clap to Don Stinson, who's done so many amazing things. Yeah, clap. For this program in such a short amount of time. He's such a resourceful, smart guy, making this thing happen. He's got his own podcast he does for fun. Like he's got a family of 19,000. He's apparently delivered his own baby the last time around. you know, he's just a whirlwind of resources. This guy is the real deal and the man for the job for Joliet Central. So thank you all. Any educators in the room, I really I think that you know it's a thing. Whether you teach music or not, education, we appreciate you. Yeah, and a little applause for the educators. So I guess we'll play this piece and I'll stop rambling. Oh, no? He wants me to tell you guys about this, you know, movie that I'm working, my next project after I leave here. I'm going to be working on the music for, I'm the composer of Coming to America 2, which is extremely exciting. Starring Eddie Murphy, James Earl Jones, Arsenio Hall, blah, blah, blah. All the guys are back. So excited. And, you know, this is the kind of thing that, you know, like I said, the dedication, the focus, the lessons, the understanding what it could lead to, the holding on to the things that inspire you when it is not so inspiring or you're not making money. Hi, Quinn, is that you? Hi. Oh, Tony, oh my gosh. Minecraft? Yes, Minecraft! Oh, okay, no. I'm not gonna do it. All right, so without further ado, Jerry? Oh, see, okay, I'm not looking. Yeah, let's play this piece, I guess, huh? Let's see what happens.
Coming to America 2 in theaters, January 2020?
December 2020.
December 2020. But first, Legacy by Jermaine Steeple. much for all of your work, band and audience. We're going to do a little meet and greet with Jermaine. He'll be by the Steelman statue, signing programs, and if you're one of our donors that got a score, signing the scores and whatever else you want, blank checks, stuff like that. And in this piece too, where Jermaine and I are talking, we're actually going to do a few little more tweaks on it because this isn't the only performance. This band up here gets to play at Lincoln Center March 23rd, 2020. And our program for that evening will be all four movements of Paris Sketches, second prelude by George Gershwin, Scarborough Fair, Andrew Boyson Jr. We'll of course be doing March of the Steelmen, and then we are going to be doing this piece Legacy on stage at Lincoln Center in front of 2,800 people. So we'll get at least another play out of it this year. We truly thank you for coming out today. I'm glad you were able to be a part of something special here. We can't play if there's no audience, so you guys are very, very important to us, of course. Our thanks to you, all of our love to you, and we'll hit the lights here and we'll see you out in the lobby. Thank you very much.